Hello there, this is RJP and I'm back for another cast, and this most certainly won't be the last, though it will be the last one in this set between Cong and J.H, in which an early game expert tries his hands at late game shenanigans. And I've got a scoreboard here that I yesterday forgot to update for the bottom score, so yeah, let's just very quickly change that to a 1 win for both players. Wait. Actually, I think J.H won both games, so it's a 2 against 0 actually. Not a 1-1, it's a 2 against 0. J.H won 2. So let's get into the match, actually. Let's stop doubling and dribbling around and get into the match itself. RGBTV here, going in to the final set, the final games between Cong and J.H. We've got J.H here on the yellow Terran on the name One Day One User. Probably means something like 1 versus 1 user. That is just what seems most logical. I've got no idea really, just seems most logical. And on the other side of the map we've got Gold-Tone Cong here, also known in short as Cong, playing the red Protoss here, and he is a Protoss expert. Although in the last 2 games he went out of his comfort zone and tried different kinds of stuff, which honestly was kind of fun to see, but I don't think he should try it again. Although, you know, if you don't try what you're bad at, you won't ever really progress much. You gotta actually go outside of your comfort zone and grow as a person multi-dimensionally and not one-dimensional. So I hope that's what he's gonna do. Because honestly, Cong has some really wacky, creative, difficult early game dual orders that more often than not seem to catch his opponents not by surprise, but just completely outpaced. He sets the pace and he makes it fast and high, and it is difficult to keep up. That's basically the bottom line I've been catching from this one. It is difficult to keep up with his early game pacing. Both players here kind of starting out with basic build orders. We've got Cong going for Nexus, Forge, Paladin, Choke, and a Gateway. Probably gonna have 2 gas there coming up in the back as well. 1 cannon there in the front, maybe 2 of them. Not too sure. Some players really like 2, some players like 1 of them. He's keeping his probe there in the front, so that makes me believe he's gonna go for a second probe. He finds an SCV there, leaving this 9 o'clock spawn location. Cannon number 2, not yet on the way. Marine, he finds the Marine, actually finds J.H pretty damn fast here on the bottom side. J.H likewise finds Cong pretty quick as well. So yeah, both players kind of know what the other is up to. He's attacking the cannon there in the front. The cannon, of course, will stay alive. Will lose a bit of HP, but not too much. Marine there on the way as well, but the Marine won't be able to do much in changing what happened there. The cannon is up. The front is protected. Cannon number 2 is also on the way. There in the backside we have a Cybercore on the way, and 1 gas is finished, but gas number 2 is still on the way. Usually players make both of them at the same time. Cong only made 1 of them, and the second one with a slight delay. I hope everything will work out as planned. Maybe it throws his timings with his structures off a little bit. Maybe it won't. I honestly don't know. I just know that usually when I do this build order, everything, you get the right amounts of gas at the exact right times. There's a Citadel of the Doom there on the way in the back. He builds a pylon in the corner just in case a barracks flies over. It's always useful to have vision of your corner so that you don't get caught by surprise by some very pesky, annoying firebats trying to run in onto your probes. I've seen players of very, very high skill levels lose to it because they don't get these exact pylons in their corners. Now, J.H there is balling up units in the front. He might have an Academy on the way only just now. The Academy is a little bit late. And the fact that the Academy is a little bit late leads me to believe that J.H might not try to stim through the cans there in the front until it's maybe 5:30 into the game. The Academy is close to finishing up, but he's still going to need stim and medics to both finish and walk across the map here and join the Marines. So the Marines are mostly there to keep anything that's trying to leave and get information from leaving Cong's base. Now Cong there is kind of lowballing it with only 3 cannons, but getting 2 more there in the back, although those 2 in the back are actually quite far away from the ones in the front. So if J.H were to attack right now, the cannons in the back won't be of much use, because the cannons in the front are too far away from the ones in the back. 1 robot there finishing in the front. We got Templar's Archive there on the way, and a support bay also on the way. He's playing on only a single robotics, so I don't think he'll be making a reverse. Like when the Protoss goes for reverse early and fast, they usually get double robotics, and they delay the Templar's Archive, but the Templar's Archive already there on the way, already getting Storm. Got one Dark Templar on the way, you've got more units coming across, you got one turret there in the front, medics have arrived, Stim upgrade also is finishing up very soon, at about the 5 or 5-10 minute mark. Oh, actually 5:06, got range on the way now as well. JH is going to try to stim through, he's going to try his hands at this. As you can see, the cannons in the back aren't firing. Now they are firing once the cannons in the front go down. Marines there bursting through, will they get all of those cannons down? Yeah, he will get all the cannons, but the Dark Templar arrives just in time. Is there a scan? There's a scan there, so yeah, he can scan and take down the Dark Templar. Dark Templar gets stimmed down. Cong there, getting cut with his pants down with slightly incorrect spacing with his cannons. If he built those two cannons a little bit further forward, those 5 cannons would have been more than enough to keep all those Marines away. As I said, those 2 cannons there being spaced too far backwards kind of means that they don't contribute until the frontal cannons are all dead and gone. So he's gonna lose all of his robotics, and JH just finds himself here in a very, very good position to start taking control over the match. JH has taken control. The turret there on the front. The shuttle is barely alive. One more shot from Marine and it would have got taken down. Picks up a probe, gonna fly the probe across the hill, and the Dark Templar as well. 2 Dark Templars in fact. Now he might put those Dark Templars on the middle here to intercept any units coming across from JH's base. JH now going for the attack. Loses a couple of units to a storm. Takes down a Templar there though. Dark Templars have been picked up. Probe is picked up as well. Probe gets unloaded there. Gonna start building stuff. Dark Templars are gonna move across the map as well. He's not sending out any more units across the map. He's instead going for a very fast startboard, siege mode, siege tanks, and a dropship, and a second factory back at home. He feels like he's done enough damage, and he did. He honestly did enough damage. He killed Dark Templar, a Templar. He killed 4 or 5 cannons, a pylon, 2 robos. He slowed down Cong, not just a little bit, but a lot. At least in terms of what Kong's game plan was, he got slowed down significantly. Now we've got, oh, the timing of these 2 players finding each other there on the corner. That's pure luck, pure coincidence. So the Dark Templar made it into the base, got taken down. He's flying the shuttle straight into a turret. Now the shuttle doesn't have a lot of HP, so I think this is going to go pretty well for JH. He's going to have to unload that Templar pretty quick. Goes in. It might not go too well for JH. It actually goes in. Oh, he dodges that one just in time. Loses about 6 or 7 of his SCVs. So yeah, disaster has been averted. Tank drop arrives on the scene. Probes have already ran away. So yeah, it's not going to lose many probes or any at all. Going to fire on the cannons instead. Most of the probes are there, all alive and well. He managed to pull them all to safety. Does lose a lot of mining time. A couple probes there get stuck in between the gateways as well. That happens sometimes with the coding of this map or the coding of Starcraft in general. Probes like to get stuck in between gateways and then take all kinds of weird paths all the way around. Like follow my mouse, they went like this, all the way around towards the minerals instead of just going in a straight line. Weird coding. Anyway, Cong pushes back the couple leftover units JH had inside of Kong's base. Now he's on the chase, gonna try to break through the front door there. There's only a single, well, there's 2 bunkers with only 4 Marines in them. Some Marines coming from the back to the front. The goons are firing onto those depots there. There's no tank. Tanks are there, not in the front, gonna siege up and keep those goons away, keep himself away, or keep his depots safe from those dragoons. Gotta drop there, flying across the map as well. He finally rebuilt his robos there in the back. Got no choke. Their worker counts are about equal. Supply counts about equal. He's got a couple turrets on every single side. He's building the engineering bay to lift it up into the high ground and get it on top of the hill for more vision. He's also building more command centers than he actually needs. He's going to place this one right there to cover this last refinery. Shuttle drop comes in. There's 3 Templars in there. It gets taken down by the turrets. Templars trying to get close. The SCVs are running away to safety. He had to storm up on 2 SCVs. Not a very big hit, but better than nothing at all. Would have been nice if you could have stormed on more than just a couple of them, but at least, yeah, at least he gets the minimum. He gets the minimum amount of stuff done. So he built the pylons on the sides to... He probably wanted to build a proxy gateway base, but considering JH stopped the assault, he felt no reason to. Right there on the side can intercept the shuttle. He probably tried to put some of his dragoons up on the high ground, kills the Wraith. Now he's going to unload on the high ground, start taking down those turrets on the sides. And then he's going to fly back and pick up some units back at home. Now Cong is trying to catch up because he lost a lot of time, lost a lot of structures. He's getting a Stargate proxy base for probably carriers. There's a fleet beacon there coming up, getting warped in. Tank has been put there onto the side next to the hill to take down the dragoons after they take down the turrets. One dragoon down. Turret gonna go down as well. Actually, come on, dragoon. Dragoon, what are you doing? Actually, the structure is gonna burn down, so it's alright. And now there's a nice little hole here on the top left of JH's base that Cong can fly through with his shuttles. He's got them all loaded up. There's, I think, about 4 Templars in there, about 5 Zealots and 2 Dragoons. Dragoons there in the front. Gonna start to unload them. He's flying close towards the minerals. JH is responding. He's pulling his Marines. He's trying to stim everything down. There comes the storm. He didn't dodge. He thought he had it. He thought he could take down the Templars with the stim and the tanks, but not quite in time. Loses about 3 of his SCVs. A pretty big hit, but not a hit he can't recover from because he's got 4 command centers, so that's going to be taking him about 2-3 minutes to rebuild all the SCVs. He's got 4 SCVs coming in per 12, or maybe 14 seconds. 14 seconds it is. So he'll have about 16 SCVs per minute. So he'll have those SCVs back pretty quick. The only downside is he can't really build anything else because he's low on minerals. Although he pulled quite a number of SCVs from his gas onto his minerals to make up for the loss of income in the mineral department. So you have more gateways, stargates that are coming up on the side. Couple units still there on the middle. Gonna fly in from the top right. He finds a nice opening. Putting dragoons up on the high ground first. Tempa there as well. He's not really going for an engagement at the moment. Already have some tanks flying towards, rolling towards the side. They're not flying. Rolling towards the side there to try and kill those dragoons. Dragoons are moving down further and further. They took down one Wraith. Now attacking the turrets as well. Upgrades are 001 there for Cong. He's getting air armor. No air attack yet. He's on a single cyber core, so that might explain why. He's getting more robots as well, because he's going to have to amp up the shuttle game. Now, I feel I really jinxed myself when I said he's probably going to do some early game madness build orders, because he's doing the exact opposite. There's no early game madness. Cong is just trying to play this set of games very traditionally instead of how he plays it normally, which is very far removed from traditional gameplay. Usually it is just all-out weird, aggressive cheesiness. The Stargate base there on the top side, he's got another cybercore there to start building himself another upgrade on the carriers. He's got drop coming in from the bottom side. There's a lot of shuttles and only a couple Marines that are ready to intercept. A lot of tanks there on the spot. Storms misses the first storm. I don't think he has another one in there. So J.H there with a very good SCV pool. Keeps most of his SCVs all alive. Both players on about the same supply. Upgrades for both players also on the way. J.H currently has level 1 attack for the Marines. Not getting level 2 attack or level 1 armor. Usually they just get level 1 attack to help snipe shuttles. And then once they have their base finished, they lift up all their barracks and they no longer need Marine upgrades. That's why they only get level 1 attack. Now the tanks are getting upgraded now as well. He's got 3 armories there on the side. Everything looks a little bit scrambled in JH's base. Cong finally has his carriers on the way. A lot of Stargate there being put up as well. He's got intercepting capacity. His air upgrades are currently on 1 attack. 1 armor finishing up soon. Level 2 attack also on the way. Zealots are on 001. Level 2 attack also on the way. He's got Disruption Web, Hallucination, and all kinds of upgrades also on the way. A couple Templars also in the queue. Gonna warp them in for more shuttle drops. Gonna more Dragoons up on the high ground. He's once again just going in for some annoyance, taking out turrets on the sides to help him fly in those future shuttles. He flies back to his base, gonna pick up the drop. that he wants to use to hit those SCVs there in the back. More command centers coming up there for JH. He really likes making a lot of command centers. Because like his idea is that he doesn't want too much space occupied by supply depots. So he makes like 10 or so command centers in total. He also really likes to take his time. Like there are games where JH just goes all out aggressive once he has the opportunity to do so, but most of the time he plays very defensive, gets his base fully operational, he gets his base fully fortified, and only then does he go for the attack. With mind control on the way and Scarab upgrade damage also on the way there for Cong. Level 1 armor for his hair is finished. Level 2 attack for Dragoons and Zealots also finished. Tries to go for a frontal attack, but it's so... Well, not really a frontal attack. They're just opening up supply space for another carrier, maybe 2 or 3 carriers. Got a drop there on the right side. Got a Wraith scouting the map, looking for stuff to kill. He killed the probe there, building the Stargate. He might find this Stargate proc space, he might not. He doesn't have that much that can fight back against carriers here, so that has me a little bit worried. He's got no anti-air, just tanks, SCVs, and all kinds of other stuff. He's moving into the middle of the map to stop the cannon. And Cong was going to try to build on the middle. Moves are spread out on the sides to deny side vision. Oh wait, he hit a drop. He hit a drop! Just as I was distracted by talking about nonsense, he lands, goes in, lands the storm, gets the drop off. Now there's only 38 SCVs left alive. He might... yeah, he's going to make new ones with his 5 command centers. Carriers are flying across the map, but Corsairs in the mix as well. There's still no anti-air anywhere to be seen. It looks like JH is completely oblivious about this carrier army that he completely didn't notice being built there in the top corner of the map. Cong being very sneaky. I feel like JH was expecting a lot more early game aggression and mid game aggression. This is very unlike Cong, so JH was preparing himself for a lot of attacks coming in, but there were barely any attacks. And now he comes in with the carrier mass, coming in from the right side, gonna start hitting everything he can. He goes for the turrets first, goes for the machine shot on the starports as well. Comes from the side, he's got a lot of Corsairs, a lot of observers as well, so Raid's not really gonna be much of a problem. Got some Goliaths on the way there for JH, but he's low on money, so he's kind of struggling. He doesn't have a lot of Marines with Stim to take down those interceptors. He's doing a pretty good job of taking down those interceptors, but the carrier count, honestly, is not that high. There's only 8 carriers there, 2 more on the way, flying across the map. What is Corsairs? Going for more Corsairs. And it looks like the Marines are actually doing a pretty damn good job in taking down the interceptors and whittling down the numbers and preventing really serious amounts of harm from being done. Although now he feels like he can go in. He's lost a lot of intercepts. He goes in, he's going to try to go for the command center, but there is in fact a command center hanging on top of the main command center. Goes in for the attack. He's managing to hit the command center below the command center. I can't select it. I can't select it. He's going to have to repair it, but the command center is blocking his own command center, and he loses the main command center. Disruption webs also coming down, protecting his carriers from ground fire. Both command centers do go down. JH is now supply stuck. Carriers still wreaking havoc there in the back side. He had some raids coming in to help and support, but the raids got taken down by the observers and the Corsairs. So the carriers, even though it's a very small amount, still is hurting him quite a lot. More observers coming on the way there from the right side, and JH is moving out with his tanks to start taking down the carrier proxy base. I feel he took down most... No, he lost his raids once again. JH's here in a pretty bad tight spot. He's in a pretty bad tight spot. He's getting wrecked, basically. Shuttles coming in across the map as well. Going to try to land a shuttle storm onto... Storm drop, I mean. Onto those SCVs. He's producing stuff, but he can't really produce fast enough. Got a lot of raids and Goliaths on the way, but the carriers in the meantime, while those units are being produced, are still wreaking havoc in the base. Flying back and forth, attacking everything they can, taking down the tanks, taking down the Goliaths, taking down the raids, just taking down everything that comes close. There's the shuttles, drops coming in there, Reavers on the low ground, SCVs are running away to safety, Reavers shooting their load, and the SCVs are running away just in time, they don't go down. Very lucky break there, but now there's Reavers on the ground there, in conjunction with the carriers, taking down everything they can. JH is just getting ass blasted here. He's just getting torn apart, torn to pieces. The tanks on the other side of the map are getting taken down by Dark Templars, and there's actually no scan there in the back. He lost all of his scans. Cong there playing pretty smart. allowing the path to Dark Templar use and abuse to be effective by removing the scans and detection. Goliaths go in, Goliaths taking on everything they can. Carriers all dying, Wraiths also dying to the core chest, with all the carriers and dead and gone. And now we've got JH there, pretty much out of money, calls GG, he knows it's probably over, although at the moment Cong doesn't have much of an army himself. He's mostly got Reavers, but he can't deal with the Reavers because he's got 4 tanks in his base, and they're all in the front, and if they move to the backside, they're probably going to get taken down by the shuttle Reaver micro from Cong. Cong, of course, also had an army there being prepared in his base, not yet finished, but it was on the way, ready to move cross map, go for the frontal attack there through the front door, and break through and end JH once and for all. So it looks like this was not a best of 3 or a best of 5, they were just playing a bunch of games, and Cong, with a surprising, unexpected turn of events, he basically just caught JH completely off guard. JH was not expecting carriers to be there yet, because, well, he kind of didn't have good information gathering going on. But yeah, JH gets caught by surprise, loses the game, and it goes towards Cong, who gets himself the first win in this 3-game set. Let's just update it for the sake of having it updated. But JH still 2 games ahead of Cong. Cong gets himself a nice little bit of a redemption, even though he played outside of his comfort zone. He didn't go for the early game crazy stuff, but he still had a pretty solid performance there. Bit weird, not a lot of pressure on JH. JH there fumbled a couple times, but in the end, Cong is the victor. So thank you for watching. It was RJB for RJB TV, and I hope you come back next time around when I throw up another video just for you. Yes, just for you. Have a good time, have a good night, leave a comment, leave a like, and subscribe if you want to. You don't have to, I'm just asking you. But if you do want to, you're free to do so.